The sun had just begun to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the quaint streets of Maplewood, a small town nestled in the heart of the American Midwest. The Harper family had gathered in their cozy living room after a long day, the warm glow of the fireplace illuminating their faces and casting a comforting glow on the room's contents. John Harper, a history professor with a passion for genealogy, was seated in his favorite armchair, leafing through an old family album that chronicled the Harper lineage. His dark, thoughtful eyes scanned the pages, taking in the sepia-toned photographs and handwritten notes, each one a piece of their collective history. Beside him, Emily, his wife, a mid-40s librarian with a love for mysteries, sat on the couch, immersed in a particularly gripping novel. Her expressive face shifted from concentration to a spark of excitement whenever a plot twist caught her by surprise. Their teenage son, Alex, was sprawled on the rug, his laptop open, fingers flying over the keyboard as he coded a new project. He was the tech whiz of the family, always eager to solve problems with his technological prowess. Lily, their adventurous young daughter, played nearby with her toy detective kit, her vivid imagination weaving elaborate stories of daring escapades and hidden secrets. The doorbell rang suddenly, its chime a sharp intrusion into their peaceful evening. John looked up, puzzled by the unexpected visitor at this hour. As Emily opened the door, no one was there. Instead, a plain, unmarked envelope lay on the doormat, an ominous presence under the soft glow of the porch light. Emily picked it up, feeling an odd weight that didn't match its appearance, and returned to the living room. The envelope was passed to John, who inspected it closely, noting the absence of a return address and any identifying marks. Curiosity and a flicker of dread intermingled in his chest as he tore it open. Inside was a single sheet of paper, covered in neat, precise handwriting, a stark contrast to the foreboding message it carried. John's voice was steady as he read the letter aloud. The sender claimed to know a dark secret about the Harper family's ancestry, a secret buried for generations. The letter hinted at a series of clues and warned of danger, urging caution and resolve. As the words hung heavy in the air, a chill ran down each of their spines, the tranquility of the evening shattered. Emily's mind raced, flooded with questions and possibilities. She had always loved solving puzzles, but this was different, it was personal. Alex quickly began scanning the letter for hidden clues or patterns, his analytical mind eager for a challenge. Lily, sensing the gravity of the moment, stood by her father, wide-eyed and curious, brimming with youthful excitement mixed with a touch of fear. The family gathered closer around the letter, their collective curiosity and unease a palpable force. Little did they know, this cryptic message would usher them into a labyrinth of mystery and danger, challenging their unity and resolve in ways they had never imagined. The journey ahead would unravel secrets long concealed and force them to confront the shadows of their own history. The Harper living room was abuzz with a mixture of excitement and apprehension as the family gathered around the cryptic letter. John smoothed the letter on the coffee table, scrutinizing the precise handwriting and the seemingly meaningless code it contained. The family was eager to decipher the sender's message and uncover the hidden truth about their ancestry. Emily suggested that the letter might contain hidden clues or watermarks. She had encountered similar techniques in the mystery novels she loved. Alex, ever the tech enthusiast, connected his laptop to a scanner and began examining the letter for any discrepancies that might reveal a hidden message. Lily, wanting to contribute, picked up the envelope and scrutinized it closely, hoping to find something they had missed. As they worked, John retrieved some old family records from the attic. Among the dusty boxes and forgotten memorabilia was a leather-bound journal belonging to his great-great-grandfather, Samuel Harper. The journal was a treasure trove of family history, filled with detailed entries and reflections on significant events. The code in the letter became a focal point. They speculated that the alphanumeric sequence might correlate with specific entries in Samuel's journal. Emily, ever the puzzle solver, guided Alex in cross-referencing the code with the journal's contents. After several minutes of analysis, they identified words that seemed to link directly to the coded message: Samuel, family, secret, and treasure. The revelation that the family's hidden legacy might include a treasure added an exhilarating yet daunting dimension to their investigation. John's thoughts raced with the possibilities of what else they might uncover. Meanwhile, Lily couldn't contain her excitement, babbling about all the detective stories she had read, feeling like she was living in one of her own adventures. John's earlier research indicated that the pocket watch passed down through generations might hold further clues. However, the journal stopped short of revealing its location. Encouraged by their progress, the family decided to search for the watch, sensing it held the next piece of the puzzle. Their search extended into the late hours, with more clues leading them to the garden where an old oak tree they had never paid much attention to greeted them. After an invigorating hunt, they unearthed a small box containing the tarnished pocket watch, feeling a sense of victory mixed with a foreboding unease of the mysteries yet to be deciphered. The following morning brought clear skies and a renewed sense of purpose. Over breakfast, the Harpers discussed their findings and formulated a plan to uncover more about the family's secret hinted at in the letter. They decided that visiting the Maplewood Historical Society might provide additional insights into their family's notable locations. They arrived at the Historical Society mid-morning, where the building itself served as a testament to the town's rich history. Inside, rows of archives offered a labyrinth of records. Mr. Daniels, the knowledgeable librarian, greeted them with a mixture of curiosity and amusement as John explained their quest for information about the pocket watch tied to his ancestor, Samuel Harper. Embarking on a meticulous search through historical documents, Mr. Daniels brought them an old ledger that mentioned the Harper farm and specifically an old oak tree near the barn. This revelation unnerved and thrilled them as it connected directly with John's earlier research. Once at the former Harper farm, now a community park, the family carefully examined the ancient oak tree, dominated by its immense, gnarled branches reaching toward the sky. The sense of history emanating from it was palpable. John's practiced fingers traced along the rough bark until he found a subtle indentation. In the recess of the tree, they discovered the pocket watch, confirming their hopes. Back in their living room, Emily examined the watch closely, discovering a tiny lever that released a hidden compartment. Inside was a weathered note, "The heart of stone knows the way. Follow the path where sunlight fades." The cryptic message puzzled the family, leading to a lively discussion about its possible meanings. Their thoughts turned to places around town that might fit the description. They considered landmarks like the old stone church and the town square statue but dismissed them. As the conversation ebbed and flowed over steaming cups of coffee at a local cafe, Lily confidently suggested the old quarry, recalling stories about its rocky landscape and intricate cave systems. The sun was lower in the sky when they arrived at the quarry, with shadows lengthening and creating an eerie backdrop. The entrance to the cave was hidden behind creeping ivies, adding to its clandestine charm. Inside, their footsteps echoed in the winding, dark passages as anticipation and fear coiled in equal measure around their hearts. Exploring the cave, they encountered the heart-shaped stone Lily's intuition had led them to. Beneath it was an inscription, "Sunlight fades, memories remain," reinforcing their belief that they were on the right track. John's nimble hands explored behind the stone, revealing a small compartment with a bundle of letters tied with a faded blue ribbon. The letters detailed Samuel's secret life and his involvement in protecting a hidden treasure believed to be cursed. The revelation was breathtaking, but as they digested the information, they heard footsteps approaching the cave entrance. The cold voice of a stranger echoed in the dim light, intensifying their sense of danger. The family realized that their quest had drawn the attention of those who wanted the secret to remain buried. As they hastily retreated from the cave, the heavy presence of the stranger seemed to follow them, an ever-present reminder of the peril they faced. Once safely back in their home, the Harpers huddled together, determination and nerves fraying at the edges. Their hands clutched the letters, the precious bundle containing the answers they sought, yet wrapped in shadows and danger. With the immediate threat temporarily at bay, the family returned to their investigation. They carefully examined the letters, piecing together the coded messages and historical references. Samuel's meticulous records hinted at a hidden ledger that chronicled not only their family history but also a major cover-up tied to a decades-old murder involving powerful political figures. John's immediate thought was to seek the expertise of Dr. Evelyn Blackwood, a trusted friend and local historian with a wealth of knowledge about Maplewood's past. Evelyn welcomed them into her home, a sanctuary filled with books and artifacts from various eras. As she reviewed the documents, her face reflected a mix of intrigue and concern. Evelyn confirmed the importance of the ledger and pointed out patterns that linked Samuel to influential figures. They decided to visit the old Harper estate, where the letters hinted at a hidden chamber. The sprawling grounds of the estate had long been abandoned, overgrown with vegetation reclaiming its dominion over man-made structures. John, Evelyn, and the children navigated the dilapidated mansion, each step filled with cautious anticipation. Inside the grand library, they discovered walls lined with bookshelves overflowing with antiquarian volumes. Among the dust and cobwebs, Lily spotted a portrait of Samuel Harper concealing a keyhole. Using the key from the pocket watch, John unlocked the panel behind the portrait, revealing a hidden staircase descending into darkness. The family, driven by equal parts fear and excitement, descended into the chamber below. The dimly lit room was filled with shelves holding ancient artifacts and books. At the center stood a pedestal bearing a large, leather-bound book titled The Harper Legacy. This book, they hoped, would unravel the mystery. Opening the book, they found detailed accounts of the scandal and cover-up, along with names, dates, and photographs, an undeniable record of historical events. Their triumph was short-lived as they heard footsteps ascending the hidden staircase. The shadowy figures from the cave, intent on stopping their investigation, had caught up with them. A tense confrontation ensued, but Evelyn's decisive actions allowed the family enough time to find an alternative route and escape through a side door. The night air was a cold relief as they ran, their hearts pounding with the knowledge that they were being closely watched. The weight of their discovery was palpable as they realized the full extent of the danger they faced. Back at Evelyn's home, they regrouped, strategizing their next steps. They understood that revealing the truth wasn't merely about uncovering a historical secret, it was a matter of survival against formidable opponents who would stop at nothing to protect their legacy. Exhausted but resolute, the Harpers pressed on with their investigation, now involving Detective Harris, who had been pursuing similar leads for years. Reviewing the ledger and journal entries, Harris affirmed the gravity of their discovery, cautioning them about the powerful figures they were threatening to expose. Their journey to collect irrefutable evidence led them beyond the pages of Samuel's journal into dangerous territories. Harris's detective skills combined with the family's determination forged a momentous alliance. Together, they navigated the perilous path of truth and justice. Over the next days, the Harpers and Harris undertook covert operations to revisit key locations, securing hidden documents and recording testimonies. Each landmark represented another piece of the puzzle, revealing stories long obscured by time and intentional forgetfulness. The palpable tension of being watched and followed was their constant companion as they faced increasing danger. The threats grew more direct, threatening notes, peculiar incidents designed to instill fear, and attempts to discredit their findings. But the family's unwavering resolve and the close support of Evelyn and Harris kept them focused on their mission. The final clue led them to an abandoned mill on the outskirts of town, believed to be the site of the murder mentioned in Samuel's accounts. Inside the creaking structure, they discovered a hidden vault containing the murder weapon, engraved with initials that tied it directly to the high-profile individuals in Samuel's entries. This evidence was the linchpin in their case. Their triumph was ephemeral, shattered, and the mysterious figure and his accomplices confronted them. An intense standoff followed, with Harris and the Harpers narrowly escaping the collapsing mill, the cacophony of falling beams and splintering wood echoing their near demise. The sun rose on a new day as the Harpers, armed with irrefutable evidence, approached the Maplewood Police Department. Tensions ran high as they presented their findings to Chief Reynolds, a steadfast but fair man who understood the gravity of their claims. News of the impending investigation spread quickly, drawing media attention and placing the Harpers under intense scrutiny. Reporters flocked to their home, capturing every snippet of their story, while public interest surged. Emily found herself overwhelmed by the sudden onslaught, balancing the need for privacy against the importance of their mission. Understanding the stakes, the Harpers and Harris prepared for legal battles that promised to be grueling. The courtroom trials drew national attention, with each proceeding filled to capacity. Defense attorneys employed every tactic to challenge their credibility, but the meticulous nature of the evidence built a compelling case. The relentless spotlight and the stress of the trials weighed heavily on the Harpers, fueled by anonymous threats and pressure to abandon their quest. Personal vendettas emerged as those implicated resorted to increasingly desperate measures to silence them. Alex's sudden disappearance marked the nadir of their ordeal. The family was gripped by paralyzing fear as they realized he had been kidnapped, adding urgency to their already dire situation. Harris leveraged his detective network to track down Alex's location, a secluded cabin in the outskirts of Maplewood. The rescue mission was executed with precision, filled with moments of harrowing tension. As they stormed the cabin, the family's relief was profound when they found Alex, though his experience left indelible marks on their spirits. The danger they faced was undeniable, yet they persevered, knowing that their pursuit of justice could not falter. With each trial, the Harpers presented their evidence, their testimony painting a vivid picture of conspiracy and cover-up. The public watched with bated breath as one by one, influential figures were convicted, their decades-long secrets finally exposed. Even as the trials brought convictions, the threats against the Harpers escalated. The family was constantly vigilant, aware that those implicated would stop at nothing to reclaim their power. The danger felt omnipresent, casting a shadow over their lives. During one particularly harrowing night, an attempted break-in rattled their sense of safety. The family rallied together, supported by Harris's constant presence and Evelyn's unwavering determination. The realization that their enemies were growing more desperate only steeled their resolve. Harris and the Harpers laid out a plan to secure their remaining evidence, knowing that the final trial would confront the most powerful of the individuals involved. Meanwhile, they faced mounting pressure as those close to the accused turned to more direct and brutal methods. Emily discovered inconsistencies in their bank accounts and unexplained surveillance devices around their property. Their opponents' tactics grew ever bolder, attempting to undermine their financial stability and sanity. Yet the Harpers, now seasoned by their ordeal, countered each move with strategic precision. The final showdown loomed large, bringing with it the potential for closure or catastrophe. With the accumulated evidence secure and publicly acknowledged, the Harpers prepared for the climactic court battle where the final truths would be unveiled. The courtroom was tense as the final trial commenced. The atmosphere was charged with the weight of the Harpers' exhaustive efforts. Harris delivered a compelling opening statement, setting the stage for a battle of wills. John and Emily sat with unwavering focus, clutching each other's hands as they faced the primary defendant, a powerful politician and heir to the original conspirators. The proceedings revealed the full extent of the murder cover-up and the significant political scandal it entailed. The prosecution meticulously presented the evidence, untangling a web of deceit stretching back generations. Defense attorneys launched fierce attacks on the Harpers' credibility, but their meticulous preparation and Harris's unwavering support fortified their stand. As the trial reached its apex, the main antagonist recognized the inevitability of exposure. John faced the politician after the final verdict, meeting his gaze with steely resolve. The confrontation underscored the moral battle between truth and corruption, the echoes of which reverberated through the courtroom. The climactic revelation was met with gasps from the audience, followed by a sense of catharsis as the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place. The Harpers had not only vindicated their ancestor but had also brought long-overdue justice to their community. The trials concluded with transformative repercussions for Maplewood. The community's legacy was rewritten, acknowledging the dark chapter uncovered by the Harpers. Memorials were established to honor those wronged, and new history books illuminated the formerly shrouded truths. The Harpers returned home, seeking solace in the newfound sense of normalcy. Their bond had been strengthened by the crucible of their journey. On quiet evenings, they often found themselves reflecting on their resilience and the importance of upholding justice. Lily's youthful optimism was rekindled as she delved once more into her detective games, though now with a keener understanding of real-life mysteries. Alex, though deeply affected by his kidnapping, channeled his experience into his interests, aspiring to use technology for justice and advocacy. The family's unity was celebrated by their community, with Evelyn and Harris becoming close family friends. Their shared experience forged lasting bonds, with each member having grown through adversity. Months later, the Harper family had resumed their routines, the pace of daily life a welcome reprieve from the chaos. John enjoyed his lectures at the university while Emily returned to her librarian duties with a renewed appreciation for her work. Alex continued his technological pursuits, while Lily embraced her explorations with a mature, introspective lens. One crisp morning, John fetched the mail from their box and found among the usual assortment of bills and advertisements an envelope with no return address. His heart skipped a beat, curiosity tugging him as he opened the letter. Inside, a neatly folded note hinted at a new mystery awaiting their attention, filled with cryptic clues and tantalizing hints. The family gathered around, excitement and anticipation simmering in the air. The message was clear: their adventure was far from over.